Welcome to Kenpo University. My name's Al Babinick, and I'm your instructor. One of the talks that I have with my students, and we do this all the time, is about Tai Chi-ing a technique. And what we mean by that, Tai Chi, if you're not familiar, goes really slow. It's a beautiful martial art, goes really slow. Actually, it's kind of mean if you know what you're doing and you see them doing their katas. It's kind of mean sometimes, but it's slow. It's not fast and furious like a lot of times we're too fast and furious on what we do. But when you move slow, you have time to think. All right? When I teach techniques, I do it 3 different ways. So the first way I teach a technique is accuracy. So the Kenpo motto is accuracy, power, speed. In that order, that's how we say it. I know it's different in the book, but that's how we say it. And I'll tell you, this is why. Accuracy. So accuracy is not just hitting the target that you're aiming at, but it's also doing everything right. So if you're in a neutral bow, is it accurate? Are you in an accurate neutral bow? When you're throwing strikes, are they accurate? Are they hitting their targets? Are you hitting with the right part of the hand? If you're doing an eye spear, are you going to break your finger, or are you going to do it right and not hurt yourself? So accuracy comes first. If I was teaching circling fans, just to go off the top of my head. So if I'm teaching circling fans, I'm going to do it from this direction. It's against a left-right punch, like a 1-2 punch. Got to get my hands up for this one. If your hands are down here, you're probably going to hit in the face. So your hands are up. You're like, hey, what are you doing? As the first punch comes in, I'm stepping back to my neutral. As the next punch comes in, I'm in my cat. My hand's chambered on my hip. I get a kick, and I get my punch. That's timing. So I don't want to go kick, drop. That was not accurate, okay? And sometimes I see people do this. They hop back into it. You can't, where was my base? Wrong, right? So when we're going for accuracy, we are looking for do the right thing in time, okay? Do the right stance, do the right strike, hit the right target in time. So I don't want to go hit and then be halfway through my step as I'm blocking. It's, I got my downward component, I'm hitting down, I got my cat, kick, and then hit. And again, I don't want to go kick, bring this back, step forward. Do you see how that would totally throw you out of time? So now I know there's more to the technique, but that's all I'm going to talk about. It's not about the technique. So, but that's the accuracy, okay, is that you want to make sure you're in the right stance, your hands are in the right position, and they're doing the right things at the right time. Then the next thing is power, okay? So with power, you're looking at all your power principles, and you're saying, what shots are going to knock this guy out? And I got to say, I see a lot of slap fighting, Kenpo slap fighting out there on YouTube, and I just shake my head and I go, you're just going to get hurt in a fight if you do that stuff. You have to hit people hard, very hard, okay? You can't just slap people around. So if I was doing, I'll do the rest of it. So I'm going to move back a little bit. If I was doing circling fans, if I just go, that was junk. I mean, I did everything in time, but there was no power involved in the whole thing, okay? So power-wise, now I got something on it, okay? If I'm doing the rest of the technique, as I go forward, it's going to be check, punch, knee, right? So it's, and hit up, out, take a look around, go back in with your kick, and come back. That was with power. So if I'm doing tap, tap, kick, that was all in time, in time, in time, as I look around and then go back. I was in time, and I was doing everything right, but it wouldn't hurt anybody, okay? And so you have to hit hard. If you're not sure, hit a heavy bag, right? If you're not sure, hit a heavy bag. And then, once people have accuracy, and they can do the technique in time, then I teach them Let's add some power. Let's knock that guy out, okay, or that gal out, whoever we're fighting. So let's add some power to it. Then, and only then, do we go for speed. And this is where it messes everybody up, because you start going with speed and they drop the power and they throw themselves out of time. And that, my friends, is where Tai Chi comes in. So when we're doing Tai Chi, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I talk about on this, but I'm just going to go over the speed aspect of it. Believe it or not, if you want to be fast, you have to go slow first. I know it doesn't sound like it makes a whole bunch of sense. But if I just start going fast, I got to try to mess this up. Hold on. If I'm trying to just go fast and out, that was all junk, you know? So did I do it with speed? Why, yes, I did. I did it with speed. Was it very good? No, not at all. Okay, that's pretty bad. So when you want speed, I actually want to slow everything down and see which bits are connected. And that's where the Tai Chi comes in. So as I'm going back, do you see how when I'm doing that, I know I'm supposed to go back in? Quit bugging me about it. Do you see how as I go that direction, everything is connected? It's all connected. It's one big motion. There's some read points in there, but I really don't want to stop. I want to go, so here's this. I get my kick in there. From this point on, my body's going that way. Do you see how everything's, and then I go out this way. That's why I'm not counting that really. All right, I'm not going back in. But when I do it nice and smooth like that, it gives me time to think and think about what I'm doing. So here's how I do it. I think about either what my strike is, or I'm thinking about what my target is. If you're doing a technique and you're trying to go slow and Tai Chi it, and you can't keep thinking about the strikes, or you can't keep thinking about what your targets are, you're going too fast, okay? You're going too fast. So, when we do this, it's groin, face, groin, under the chin, out, and then kick, go back in with the rear kick. But, and you don't, like I was saying, face. You know, is it really face, or is it, oh, I'm hitting him in the nose, I'm hitting him in the temple, I'm hitting him in the eye socket? You could be a little bit more specific if you want, but you should be able to do that. If you're going so fast, you can't say what you're doing, okay? So from here, if I did it the other way around, saying what the weapons are, inward, downward, kick, punch, knee, forearm, and out, take a look around, rear crossover, heel kick, and cover out. So I should be able to say what my targets are or what my strikes are. If you can't, you're going too fast, okay? And it also lets you know this should all go together. So if I'm doing circling fans, I want to do it quickly, I want to get in, I want to hit with power. So I'm not just throwing my hands out there slapping myself, which is even worse. You see that all the time in Kenpo, other Kenpo guys. Don't do that, okay? So as you're going through, it's strike, and hit hard. But when I say Tai Chi something, that's usually what I'm telling my students to do. But you have to get through the steps of accuracy and then power, and then, and only then, can you work on speed. Because if you don't have the accuracy, none of the other stuff's going to work, okay? If you don't know what the power principles are behind your strikes, nothing else, you're not going to hurt the guy. So accuracy first, then power, then speed. And with speed, believe it or not, if you Tai Chi it, you'll get smoother, faster with power. Because who cares if you can go fast if you're not hitting hard? Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.